Okay, I think at this point, let's look at part 3 of these grammar notes. In your book, this is on page 238. Let's go to the slideshow and go up to number 3. And part 3 talks about the reasons why we use the passive voice. And it says, use the passive voice when you don't know who performed the action or when it's not important to say who performed it. For example, when I say the money was stolen, I don't know who stole the money. Or the plane was refueled. Somebody refueled the plane. The people whose job it is to refuel the plane did it. And for the purposes of the story, it's not important to know any more than that. It's not important to know exactly who did it. I use the passive voice when I want to avoid mentioning who did it. Okay, when I use this term, the agent, I mean the person who did it. So when I say the criminal is somehow regarded as a hero, okay, I don't want to say who regards a criminal as a hero. Maybe because I have a low opinion of people who think that way. Or the report will be finished by Friday. I'm not saying exactly who's going to do this job because I haven't figured out yet who will do it. You use the passive voice when you want to focus on the receiver or the result of the action instead of the agent. Okay, so the thief was caught. This is the important event. By the detective is much less important, and so I'm using the passive and I'm to emphasize the fact of the thief being caught, having been caught. We also use the passive voice if the agent is obvious or does not need explanation. I think I'm adding this, it's not in the book, but when we say he was arrested, okay, this is the important event. The police arrested him, that's obvious. I don't have to say that. Who else would arrest him? So there is no need to say who the agent was. And in fact, in this case, I don't need this by. In fact, most of the time when you use the passive voice, there's no need to add this by phrase at the end, because the reason why I'm using the passive voice is that it's not important or it's obvious or I don't want to say who the agent was. And this is something I am adding to the book. Pay attention to how people in government and positions of authority use the passive voice. They often use it to evade responsibility. Evade means avoid, it has kind of a negative meaning. Okay, for example, some poor decisions were made in the design of the new Affordable Care website. Okay, so that means somebody made mistakes, but it wasn't me. Or when someone says, the issue will be investigated. Okay, it's not clear exactly who is going to investigate the issue. So maybe nobody is really going to do it. Okay, let's stop there.